Yo, what's really good, University of Miami Hurricane football fans, you boy Alonzo. 1219, AK Dog. Back in the building. A little late for work this morning, but your boy a little tired, so you know it is what it is. It happens. That walk yesterday almost literally killed me. I think I had too much. I think I might have had a little too much in my backpack, and it might have been a little too hot, and I underestimated it. So be careful when you out here doing your exercise and trying to get back in shape, because it can't hurt you, man. Because I was in bad shape yesterday after I finished that walk. But I just want to discuss this real quick, because I discussed it with the host and one on his show. I just want to discuss it real quick, because I don't want to make light of a situation. I don't want people to think that it's just okay to say something and then just leave it alone, because I've been in that situation before. Maybe not quite as bad as Bubba Baxter, but I've been in that situation recently where I've had people threaten my life. I've had people say what they're going to do to me or how they're going to hurt me and things like that, and things of that nature. Men, and this is 90% men, 98% men. Typically, women don't do stuff like this here. So if you call yourself a man, do me a favor, stop it. And stop it with the threats. Stop it with you threatening somebody's life. You're going to kill somebody. You're going to hurt somebody because they do something that you don't like doing, whether it's football or whether it's someone who says something that you may or may not like. So you decide that you want to post a threat about that person, or you want to say that you're going to kill that person, because in all honesty, life doesn't work that simple. We all love the University of Miami, some more than others, but we all love the University of Miami. At the end of the day, these kids come here to get an education, to be better, productive citizens in life, and some of them come with aspirations of going to the NFL and still become more productive citizens in life. So because you are having a miserable life and a miserable time, and your life is so dysfunctional and so distraught, and you are such an, ass clown, that you decide that you want to threaten a child, to me, that is the lowest of the low, almost. You know, there are things lower on the food chain, but that is extremely low. It is extremely disrespectful, and it is most definitely something that you should never, ever do. You should never, ever even think about doing. Okay? So let's not do that. Let's not threaten kids because they don't perform the way you want them to perform, or more than likely the way you never could have performed. I got something on my nose, y'all excuse me, I'm trying to get it. There you go. On the way you more likely never could have performed. So let's stop doing this. Let's not do this. On the other hand, we talked about yesterday, the coaches and what we expect out of these coaches. And to me, all three of those coaches gave great interviews yesterday. From the top, Coach Manny Diaz talking about, what type of recruits he wants, what he expects from this team, what he expects from his coaching staff. He also talked about, whether or not they would have won those two games, how much they still needed to work on, how much they still need to work. Blake Baker, he made me feel a little bit better yesterday with his press conference, taking responsibility of the call, but also saying it was a blown coverage, like the host someone said. So he definitely talked about himself getting better. And I was saying, dock him a game check. I probably still stick by that, but give this guy an opportunity to coach football. This is not a one-day fix. The same way 786 said, and the same way that Slim Shady Kane said. This is not a one-day fix. It could be a one-season fix because we are talented, but it's definitely not a one-day fix. It's a work in progress. And Dan Enos, the way he talked about, getting Cam and getting DJ more involved running between the tackles. You know what I'm saying? Saying the offensive line is doing pretty good, but they need to do better on opening up holes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys have said that same thing. I don't blame the offensive line for the sacks, but the run game most definitely can be blamed. A lot of that can be blamed on the offensive line. So they don't just want to run north. They don't just want to run east and west. They want to be able to run north and south. So that being said, that the offensive line is on notice. The running backs are on notice. The wide receivers are on notice for blocking. The quarterback is on notice for getting rid of the football. But the most disappointing part of the football team would be the special teams. The whole special teams need to be on notice. There is something going wrong with the special team. It has been going wrong for a couple of years now, and it is something that most definitely need to be fixed. No one is saying return touchdown, return kicks for touchdowns, but you need to get us better field position, and you need to be able to stop the other team from getting great field position. So those are other things that need to be worked on. Those are other things that need to be noted. That we have a long way to go, but I don't think it's as long as a lot of us think it may be. I think it's shorter than what people think it may be, but I think it's longer than what I expected it to be, because I'm one of those super fans and I want us to win the day. But at the end of the day, it's going to take time. And I have one more thing. I'm challenging all of you fans who always make comments in the comment section that live in Florida, that live close to the 305, that never go to games. You say you want us to have the best recruiting class in the world. You want us to always get the top recruits. Why can't we get top recruits? Why can't we do this or why can't we do that? And I understand your concerns and things like that. You want us to get top recruits. You want us to be able to contend with the Alabamas of the world and the Clemsons of the world when it comes to getting these recruits, when it comes to getting these players. Understandable. But you have a responsibility as well. You have a responsibility to get off your lazy butt and go to the football games. Fill that stadium up against Bethune-Cookman's. Because these kids want to play in front of crowds. I don't want to hear any more excuses about we need an on-campus stadium. Anybody who say that, I'm deleting you. I promise you I'm deleting it. If anybody says anything about an on-campus stadium, it's getting deleted. So keep it to yourself. I'm 100% serious about that. I don't want to hear anything about an on-campus stadium. I don't want to hear anything about no typical nonsense. If you can afford to, I don't want to hear anything about it's too much to do in Miami. I don't want to hear anything about that, because if you are a Miami Hurricane fan, if you are a diehard Miami Hurricane fan, there should be no reason why we can't get 65,000 people in that stadium every single week. We're not talking about SEC stadiums that have 85, 90,000 seats. We're not talking about Big 12 stadiums, Big 10 stadiums that have 115,000 seats. We're talking about a stadium that holds between 65 and 70. And there is no reason why we can't fill that stadium every single week. Every week that stadium should be filled. You know what I'm saying? Donate to the school. You know what I'm saying? Buy the cheaper season tickets even if you can't go. If you feel like you can't go to every game, buy the cheaper season tickets and give them away to where someone is sitting in your seat. But I don't want to hear you complain about a recruiting class and you don't even go to games and you can afford to. Now, if you can't afford to, I'm not talking about you. But if you can afford to, but yet and still you continue to make complaints about the recruiting class, you continue to make complaints about this and that, but you do absolutely nothing. You do absolutely nothing to help this university, to help this program, then what do you complain about? I'm going to complain about you doing absolutely nothing. That's my complaint. My complaint is you do nothing. That's my complaint. So when you complain about something, believe me, someone can complain about something about you. And that's my video for this morning. I will be going on today live at 5. And I appreciate it, man. Call in, text in, be in the comment section. Every donation is most definitely well received. I appreciate it, and I'm going to continue to try to give some of the best content that you guys can get, and I'm going to continue to try to be innovative and do things that do things first. I want to be the guy who does. I might not do it the best, but I at least want to do it first. I love you guys so much, man. Thank you for listening to this video. And holler back at me. It's your boy Hurricane Zoe. 1219 You family. I'm out.